Welcome to Hastings Outdoors, straight from the Mississippi Flyway to your hearts. Let's go! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Hastings Outdoors. I am your host, Andrew, coming to you not live in any way, shape, or form, not even remotely, from the one, the only Dream Building Garage, the garage where dreams are made. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Adventure Building Garage. That is my garage, aka the Hastings Outdoor Studio. Come on in and have a seat. How you guys doing out there? Hanging in there? I know for some of you, season has already opened, so I don't expect to hear much from you. But for those of you who are still waiting like me, I hope that you are hanging in there, and I hope that the the suspense isn't killing you like it is me. So, in true Hastings Outdoors fashion, guys, I want to start off with project updates. There aren't any, except maybe kind of not really, not sure. Bear with me. I bought this call lanyard last year for my first year of duck hunting. I wanted a call lanyard. I had a bunch of paracord, but I didn't really have the time to just sit down and make one. And so I found this on Amazon. I don't even know if it has a brand associated with it, but I found it on Amazon. I think it was like $9, somewhere in the ballpark of that. And it served its purpose for my first season. For those of you who don't know, last year was the first year I duck hunted / waterfowl hunted. And long story short, I ended up, I was a longtime whitetail hunter and small game hunter, and I lost the property that I had to whitetail hunt. Therefore, through a process of trying to figure out what I was going to do come fall / hunting season, I found waterfowl hunting, duck hunting. And so I wanted to try it without spending much money, I should say, and without really dumping a lot of money into this, because I didn't know if I was going to like it. I knew some people that kind of roundabout waterfowl hunted, but I didn't know anyone close enough to where I could just go with them, try it out, that kind of thing. So I went on my own little adventure and dove into it, and here I am, guys. Here I am, still at it after a year. But yeah, so projects. I had some paracord laying around, and so I made this more simplified. Try to get this in a spot where you guys can. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think. A more simplified call lanyard. This one, it's not bad. It's really not bad, guys. But there is a lot going on here. I don't need every single call I own on me at one time. And yes, I could take calls off, and yes, I could cut some of these off, but I didn't really want to tear this apart when I could just make a new version, a new and improved version here on Hastings Outdoors. Basically, it's just braided paracord, and I fasten my calls to it. If you guys want the information on how to do that, just check out YouTube. Just check out YouTube, guys. I will always defer you guys to YouTube for stuff like that. As of right now, who knows? Maybe in the future I can get into more of the YouTube side of content creation and get some of that little how-to DIY kind of thing going. But as of right now, it's just the podcast, guys. So bear with me. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see on here. Yeah, you can kind of see on the camera. Yeah. Got all my calls laid out here, and not all of them are going to be on me at the same time. You know, I've got teal call, little high roller whistle here from, who makes this? Primos, there it is. And yeah, what are you? Wood duck? Yeah, I got a couple wood duck calls in here, goose call. This is actually a call that came out of the Primos, feed-in mallard. So it had the rubber dealio on there, and you shake it, and all that good stuff. Not a fan. Not a fan. Just because, you know, if you bump it, something like that, it makes noise. If you drop it, it makes noise. It seems like an interesting idea to help eliminate some of the difficulty of getting that feed call down, but it didn't really sound that great, and I really was just interested to see what the call looked like inside of it. And so I pulled the call out of it, and that's about it. And then I've got, Duck Commander, another Primos, that's the Honky Tonk, Duck Commander, the Mallard Drake call, which this is a really interesting call. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what application this is for. I just thought it was interesting, and it's actually pretty inexpensive. And so I just wanted to try it out. But I guess we'll just dive on in here, guys. As of right now, I've got all mallard calls on here. I am going to throw the goose call in here if I can get practice in. But just kind of run over what I got on the lanyard so far, guys. I've got the Shadow by Duck Commander. I think it's a good all-around call. It doesn't like, at least this one, you really can't wail on it a whole lot. Then obviously, you guys may recognize this. If you don't, camera lighting, kind of whatever. This is the, I think they call it the freeze call that Ducks Unlimited has right now. It's a Buck Gardner call, and it is part of a membership drive initiative, something like that. And so, if you want this call, you can purchase it from Ducks Unlimited. Visit ducks.org. And actually, with whatever membership, I think if you join, you get this as a gift. It's a really cool call, double read, Buck Gardner call. I spoke about it last time. And then what else we got on here? I got the Echo cut down call. That one requires, if you guys aren't familiar, cut down calls, they're a little different. I'm going to try to give you a comparison here. A little different shape to it. Oh my gosh, background here, guys. There we go. A little different shape to it, as I can barely show you here. But the diameter is a little different, and they take a lot of air to get these things going. But the good news is they're nice and loud, and they reach out there and really tickle the ears of the ducks. At least that's the theory, right? And this one, this call right here, guys, this one is, I'm pretty fond of this call, and I'm really not sure why. I just think it sounds good. This is the Duck Commander's Old Raspy, and I believe that's the name of it. But none of these calls were really all that expensive. I think the most expensive one here was this cut down call. But this one has got a really raspy tone. If you don't like duck calling, you might want to just pause it now or fast forward, whatever. So it's got a bit of that vibration rattle to it, the raspiness. But I really like it. And I guess you guys have heard this one. So the Shadow from Duck Commander, if I got it on here backwards. I like this one, but again, it doesn't really, it's not conducive for a lot of pressure, a lot of air. You can't really throw a lot of volume to this and expect more out of it, at least not sounding well. You can get good calls out of this thing, but it's not it's not what I would call a high volume call. So it's kind of got that crisp sound to it. Kind of dig it. Basically, my theory, guys, is I want different sounding calls. Get the old cut down here to reach out and touch them, and then just a variety of calls. And this one might make its way onto the lanyard here. This is Duck Commander's Uncle Si duck call, and it's not, the sound isn't that much different from the Shadow? Yeah, Shadow. But this one, it's got decent sound to it also. It really does. I like to think that this is somewhere between the raspy and the Shadow, so it's a decent call to have. But then again, I'm also no expert, guys. And this call right here, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this. This Primos Feed and Mallard, the one that I took that little rubber dealio off of, it's got a strange sound to it, but I don't know, I kind of like it. I kind of play around with it a lot. It's got a really easy read to it. Does not take a lot of back pressure to get this thing going, but I don't know. I'm hesitant about this one, but I don't know. I'll do it anyway, guys. It's got a strange sound to it, so who knows? I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, guys. But I think all in all, the call, the feeding mallard from Primos with the rubber deal on it. If you guys have ever seen it, oh shoot, I should have brought that with me. If you've ever seen a squirrel call, that little squishy rubber bit on the end of it that actually moves the air across the reed or whatever they have in there. This I think the whole thing was, oh my gosh, maybe $10. So this is probably the cheapest call on the table that I know of. But I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I don't know why, but yeah, good stuff. Anywho, so project updates. That's it, guys. I'm in the process of making my new and improved lanyard, and that's about it. As far as season prep updates, however, I'm still working on the goose calling. As of right now, the only call I have is this Primos honky tonk, and for life of me, I don't know what it is, but I can't figure it out. Um, Goodness gracious, I can't even see which way the reed's going here, guys. Yeah, I don't know, but goose calling kind of evades me because when we're trying to get the call to break over, everyone says to move your tongue to the top of your mouth, that kind of thing. But for me, it's kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work right. So I don't know. I don't know if that sounds anywhere remotely close to a goose, but we'll work on that. Also, well, you know what? Back to calls, guys. I should say. This whole little spiel's been about calls, but this call interests me, and I'm not sure why. This is the Mallard Drake call, and I've seen or heard guys say you can use this as a bit of a whistle, whatever. I'm not all that sure, but I really need to study more the application for this. I have heard Mallard Drake's calling, but not much. It's only been a few times over the course of my lifetime. Pardon me. And most of the time, in case you guys don't know, when you hear the quack or the that sound coming from a duck, at least mallards for sure, that is the mallard hen that does most of the talking. I'll leave one in that. I'll leave that. I'm gonna move on from that subject now. That can get you in hot water. But so the the mallard drake call is very much different from the mallard hen call. And again, I don't know the application, but I'm interested to see what possibilities lie in store for this. But if I remember how to do this right, guys, I'll try to make a sound out of this thing for you. But something like that. Again, not a professional, but um, who knows? Anywho, so as far as season prep goes, working on the old goose call, trying to figure out that, trying to get it down because last season, my first season, I missed a lot of opportunities. I feel with Canada's because one, I didn't have any Canadas in the spread, and two, I saw more Canada flights than I did Mallard flights, and um, the area I seem to be in, it's pretty heavy for Canada. So why not try? Why not try? Um, so I got the decoys. I got a call. I may upgrade it or upgrade. I may add another call. I may check with some buddies and see what they might recommend to see if who knows. I have had experiences in the past where particular calls, whatever it may be, whether it's a grunt call or a duck call or any kind of call, especially turkey calls. Some are easier than others. Some sound better than others. But I've also found where there's certain calls, especially like mouth calls for turkey, where some of them you can run them just fine, and at least for me. And it seems like you get whatever kind of call you can do what you want to do with it, and it's not a real struggle to really get that call to work that call. Whereas with others, it seems like it's just an absolute nightmare trying to get any kind of remotely decent sounding call or noise out of that call. And so I don't know, maybe that's the case with this. Maybe I'm just wasting my time on this one. I have no idea. I really don't. So only time will tell. But more research is needed. And so that pretty much wraps up project updates and season prep updates. Not a whole lot going on. I do have to change the set over. I just haven't got to it yet, guys. I've got plenty of time. As of this recording, I've got approximately 19 days until opening day of duck. So not too worried about it. Not necessarily dragging my feet or putting it off, but I've got time and I've got other things to do in the meantime. So priorities first. But yeah, that's about it, guys. As far as the project and season prep updates go, this call right here is interesting to me. I shouldn't have put these on the table. It's a total ADHD moment here, guys. But the high roller, it's very interesting. I'm not even sure what species I should say you can really work with this thing. I know a lot of guys are fond of the whistle, but for me, I don't know. I don't know. More research is needed, but it is an interesting call. You can kind of get that Mallard Drake call sound out of it, I think. I don't know, something like that. But I mean, it works as a whistle. I don't know. I can't even remember what all it does now, guys. But yeah, that's more random information for you guys. As far as a first time, a first duck call, um, based off of what I have here, um, I would go with, if I were to make a recommendation, I would go with the Duck Commander Shadow or the Duck Commander Old Raspy. Old Raspy, it just, what is it, double read? I don't know, guys. Let's see if I can pull this apart without breaking everything real quick. Okay, yeah, so you got double read, and now let's put it back together. All right. Pretty close. It's double read, and believe it or not, it doesn't take a lot of back pressure to get the reeds to work in this call. That being said, there's nothing against back pressure, but if you're just learning and trying to figure out how to work your hand and also how to blow it at the same time, there's just a lot to go on. So if you could eliminate or minimize, I should say, one variable, it'll definitely help you out, and it definitely helped me out. So that's one of the reasons I kind of recommend it here. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing straight. There we go. But this one, I mean, I'm going to try to blow it as softly as possible. Just, a little bit of, I mean, not much. Barely enough to blow out a birthday candle. So you get a decent vibration in the reeds without a lot of air. Whereas, I mean, the shadow's not bad. It is a single reed, but again, we'll just call this not enough air to blow out a candle. And I don't know, the reason I recommend these is, one, I think they both sound decent, and two, the price isn't bad, and three, they seem to be decently user friendly. Whereas if you guys were to start off with a cut down call, the same amount of air pressure, guys, just enough to not even blow out a birthday candle. Okay, I'll just show you. Not getting anything out of this cut down call, and the reason being is because they take more air, because more volume, a little more pressure, and you get a louder call out of that. So that actually, in my opinion, wasn't enough pressure to actually work that call properly. I mean, you it's a learning curve. So if you guys are looking to cut down calls, practice first, because if you expect to run it just like a regular whatever call, good luck, because you need a lot of wind to get that booger moving. But once you do get there, it's a very effective tool. And actually, I was hunting last season, and I picked up that call about a week or 2 weeks sort of into the season, just to try and expand my horizons and see what I can learn and add to my ensemble here, to hopefully have a better opportunity at success. And I picked it up because I'd seen a lot of videos of guys recommending it, and I've seen a lot of guys using it, and it seems to be kind of a, how do you put it? It seems to be one of those in things right now. One of the one of the things that all the cool kids are doing, And so I was like, well, you know what? Let's just see. That one, it wasn't really that expensive. But got me compared to the other calls. It wasn't cheap, but steep learning curve. And once I kind of got used to the amount of volume I needed, and I mean volume of air, not volume and sound, that I needed to run that call, I actually just threw it in the mix. And there was one specific time last year where I had, I spoke about this several times. There were some other hunters kind of across the lake from me, a good 300 yards away or so, if not more, and had some birds come in. They kind of circled my set and whatnot. I saw them before these guys did, because we're opposing each other, so they couldn't see because of the trees. Long story short, I saw these birds. I called to them. They started circling, and as soon as they started circling, these other jackwagons across the way, who definitely heard my calls, started just hammering calls. Just both of them were calling, just going ape. And I get it, but and so I just kind of waited for a minute, and these birds got kind of stuck in a holding pattern, and these guys tried to call again. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And they really didn't like what what those other guys were putting out, and so they were about to bail, and those guys calmed down because they couldn't see him anymore. And I grabbed that cut down call and just let it rip. Just let it rip. I gave I think it was a 5 note greeting, not much response, still flying away. And then I gave him that comeback call, which is basically kind of like a 5 note with a little bit extra at the end, but it's really long and drawn out. So instead of wah wah wah, hang on, I don't know why I'm making noises with my mouth. Oh boy, everyone has their moments, right? So the 5 note greeting, it everyone has a variation of it, but this is the general idea. Something like that. But the comeback call, look it up. Joel Strickland of Surviving Duck Season has a very good video or series. Not sure which one yet anymore, but he talks a lot about calls and actually gives demonstrations, that kind of thing. And just while we're on the subject, make a cheat sheet, guys. Make a cheat sheet. I may take a picture of this and throw it up on Instagram. I think I already have one up there, but I've just got notes for kind of what to do in certain situations, and then just a quick cheat sheet reminder of the calls. That way, if I'm like, whatever, I'm in the middle of something, I'm watching birds, doing whatever it may be. If I have a brain fart, there you go. That's just for me. That's how my brain works, guys. And honestly, I think I've only used this one time, but I'd rather have it not need it than need it not have it. And so, yeah, the chop, or not the chop, the comeback call. It's basically the 5 note greeting call to start with, but it's long and drawn out. So about twice as long as the standard 5 note greet. And then after that portion of it, you do 4 more notes about the same ballpark. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. But so with that cut down call, I gave him the comeback call, the Hail Mary call, and was able to pull, I think, 3 or 4 birds out of that flock and come back to my set. And unfortunately, when they got there, I got a good shot on one, and then I went for a follow-up, or I went to swing to shoot another one, and that Charles Daly, I think it was the 601, I'm not sure. I'd have to reference an older episode on that, but that's when that gun really showed its true colors and betrayed me, and cost me an opportunity. So, anywho, kind of getting on a ramble here, but hey, that's kind of the point of the podcast, isn't it? You gotta do your work or drive or do whatever you're doing and listen to some guy talk, right? But yeah, so I kind of wanted to dive into calls. No pun intended on that. I keep using that, thinking like, oh man, people are gonna think he's making a joke about diving because it's ducks and stuff. No. I kind of wanted to dive into the calls because on the last episode I ran out of time and I wasn't able to get into the call portion of my gear episode. So this is kind of a continuation, not much of one. It's all about calls, but a slight continuation for your viewing pleasure. Holy cow, that fly or whatever it was landed right on my nose. That's a good time. So yeah, like I said, I got the Duck Commander Shadow, the Duck Commander Old Raspy, the Ducks Unlimited, I believe it's the Freeze call, not sure. And then the Echo Cut. Man, struggling today. Been dealing with a sore throat and some kind of illness here lately, guys, so bear with me. And then the Echo Cut Down call. And I'm not too sure. Like I said, I'm going to add the Goose call to that. I need to practice it first, obviously, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen, guys. And then I'm not sure what else I may throw into the repertoire just yet. I'm not too keen on throwing the wood ducks in there just because most of the places I hunt, never seen them. And honestly, guys, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think I've actually seen a wood duck in person in the wild, ever. So, Cool to have the calls, cool to have the decoys, but until I need them, I think they're going to just hang out. Now I may throw some wood ducks into the mix this year just to add a variety to the spread, but don't think I'm going to bring the calls. And if I do bring the calls, they're going to be tucked in a dry box somewhere, and who knows. But yeah, I got the Buck Gardner teal call here. Didn't get to use that this year just because I didn't see any birds. So much like the wood duck calls I have, the teal call, well, it's there. It's a pretty ornament at this point. But, yeah, not to get too long-winded on calls, but I hope you guys, for those of you who are waterfowlers and are still awaiting the opening in your area, I hope you guys are ready. I hope that the anticipation isn't getting to you too bad. It's kind of getting me a little antsy because the weather here lately has taken a turn for a much colder outlook. I think the high today was, I don't know what the high is supposed to be, but the last time I checked, about noon, it was 50 some degrees. And so that is promising for duck season, theoretically. There's no guarantees, guys, but it's promising. Yeah, so the high today is 55, and it is 55 right now. But the forecast, at least for the next 2 weeks, I think the highest it gets during the day is 60, 61. Obviously, much cooler at night, lots of rain. And that doesn't sound like a good time normally, but when you're approaching duck season and you start to see the weather take a sweet dive into cooler temperatures, and especially at night, really getting cool, and you're seeing a lot of weather coming in too, as far as wind and rain, that should hopefully get the waterfowlers slash duck hunters, goose hunters, whatever you want to call yourselves, get the waterfowlers excited because Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, at least not too much. The weather is on track for a decent opening day, at least in my zone, guys. So fingers crossed. Yeah, it'd just be nice. It would be nice. It's got me super excited. Fall is in full effect now. The leaves are well in transition period from bright green to whatever color they will be. So I'm loving the weather. I could do without a little bit of the rain for right now, but come duck season, it's kind of whatever. But it's nice, it's kind of crazy, at least I mean, I can't speak for the entire country by any means, but at least in the Midwest for the most part, this time of year is kind of crazy because the sun, if you walk out into the sun feels hot, like visibly hot. It feels physically hot on your skin, yet the air temps are really cool. So it's kind of that weird transition period. It's kind of nice, kind of weird. But if you guys haven't figured out by now, I absolutely love fall. It seems like a lot of the fun things I do outside in my life or have done outside of my life start around fall, except for rugby. That was in the spring. So still around transition area or time, whatever you want to call it. Season, we'll go with that. So it's. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I hope you guys. I hope you guys are going to get out there. I really do. The more the merrier, in my opinion, as long as everyone's staying safe. But I'm just ready for season to start. I really am. I'm just ready to get out there and get after it. I've been looking forward to it literally since the end of last season. Pretty much since it froze up last season. Been looking forward to it, and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to go crazy thinking about it, but at the same time, it's like, man, like any day now, any day now. Come on, buddy. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. But I don't know. We'll get there, guys. This is actually going to be a shorter podcast, guys. Time constraints again. So, yeah. Not a whole lot going on, guys. Just it's kind of that dead period for me, at least, from gearing up towards season until season gets here. Bit of a lag period, and just riding it out, just waiting, trying to wait patiently, trying not to drive everyone around me crazy. And one pro tip: if you guys are on the phone with your wife, don't pick up a duck call. apparently that doesn't go over well. Anywho's McCalls, that's all I got for today, guys. I just wanted to kind of do a continuation of the gear that I'm going to use this season, and kind of show you guys what I'm working on. It's not much, but little tiny things here and there to tidy it up. I guess more about this, a little bit more, real quick about this lanyard I purchased. It's not a bad lanyard. It's a little long. I mean, yeah, it's a little long. I'm kind of out of frame here, guys. There you go. It's a little long, and so that's one thing that was driving me up a wall. Because for me, if I was hunting and I bent over to pick something up, say I dropped a shell or wanted to grab whatever, next to me, something like that, I bend over, picked up, it gets caught on the chair, it gets caught on my waders, and if you bend over the water, you're most likely going to get all your calls in the water. And it, depending on the temperature outside, probably not a good thing. You don't want those calls freezing up on you. So that's why man, focus on the mic. That's why I opted to shorten it just a pinch, guys, just a pinch. And so you guys can't really see this all that well. Oh yeah, going over the headphones too. That's a good idea there, Bob. Hang on. Bear with me in my shenanigans, folks. All right. So it's about, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to. Now I'm blind, so I can't see if you can see. But it's right about just below my chest, just by the xiphoid process there at the bottom of the sternum, and that's kind of where I wanted it. That way, if I bend over, it's not going to get caught on my waders. And actually, with the cheaper first lanyard I had, there was a couple of calls where like I'd stand up or lean forward, bend over to get something, sit down, and end up sitting on a call, and that's always fun because you're just sitting there like, yeah, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Who's choking me out here? Anywho's, yeah, that's about it, guys. Just a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of stuff that I've been trying to tidy up, and just little projects like this. Man, I've got this all mixed up already. That's good. All right, cool. Yeah, looking all professional right now. I like it. But little things like that, guys. Just trying to tidy things up. I guess a tip for you guys, that one thing I try to do is I think about, and obviously I don't have a decade of experience on this, but one thing I was thinking about is, especially thinking back to my first season, aka last season of duck hunting, is what are some things I could improve? For example, the call lanyard, that's improved. Another thing that I was thinking about too is, as far as a heat source in the boat, I don't know if you guys like to run heaters in your boat or your blind or whatever it may be. I'm a big fan of it. Just because if it can keep you out there a little bit longer, you never know what might happen. Might be worth it, might not. Worst case scenario, you can, warm up a can of soup on it, something like that. But I've got a Mr. Buddy heater, and it takes the little, what are they, 2 poundish, whatever, the green LP tanks, the camping LP tanks, for like little portable camping grills and stuff like that, lanterns, that kind of thing, heaters, obviously. It uses those. If you guys aren't familiar with the Buddy heater, just check it out. Quick Google search on the Googles will explain all you need to know. It's a catalytic heater that takes a small LP tank. Pretty much it. So I got really sick and tired of those little LP tanks. Ended up on the floor of the boat. Just being a pain to deal with. It was just one more thing, and it's not a big thing. It's not like it was, I didn't trip and die on them, obviously, because I'm still here, but it's more of an annoyance. And if you forget where one of your little tanks is sitting in the dark and you kick it, it makes a really loud, annoying sound. I don't know if that's a big deal for ducks or not. I'm not sure. But hunting in general, I try to be as quiet as possible. And so it was kind of annoying having them in the way, that kind of thing, underfoot. Then you have to deal with, once they're empty, discarding them, that kind of thing. And to me, it just seems wasteful. They serve a purpose. I get that. And I'm not saying I'm not going to use them for things moving forward, but I'm going to use them as little as possible. Now, like I do have a lantern that is an LP lantern, and it uses those. And the way it's designed, it sits on the tank, and so you kind of need the tank to use the lantern. But as far as the heater goes, they actually make an adapter hose. Some are an actual adapter on the hose. Some are adapters that hook to a standard size LP hose for like a 20-pound tank. And that's what I'm looking to do is set up my heater with a 20-pound tank. Now, the heater I have isn't just the regular Mr. Buddy. I forget what model it is. I'm trying to look at it over here, but I can't read it. Oh, excuse me, guys. It's the big one with the double burners, and I think it actually has a little fan in there that I never used. But anywho, so it's got two burners, which requires two tanks. So it's essentially one of the regular sized Mister heaters or Buddy heaters, whatever it's called, but doubled essentially. And so it takes two of those tanks on either side. And so the only thing I need to do is basically get a Y hose, a splitter hose, or a splitter fitting, and some hoses, and hook both of those sides up on the heater to one 20-pound LP tank. So like the LP that would use for your propane grill or LP fireplace, that kind of thing. That way I can use one of those versus having to continually buy these small the small cylinders and then have to deal with discarding them and all that crap. And I think for the most part, a 20-pound tank should last most of the season for me, depending on the weather this year. And I don't want to say anything and regret it later that it's not going to be that bad of a winter. But you never know, especially in the Midwest, especially northern Indiana. You never know what the weather's going to bring. So, yeah. So I'm trying to take the time I have now before the next 19-ish days, whatever I can. Any little bit of time I have, I want to try and go back and think of the things that I wanted to improve for this coming season, and try to tidy up those little projects before season, stuff like that, just to try and make things, especially the boat and gear and stuff like that, as functional and as efficient as possible without as much work or without hassle, that kind of thing. You really don't, you can buy all the gadgets, all the gear, and all the cool things under the sun, but at the end of the day, if it's a lot of work, it's a pain in the butt, and it will make you not want to go. So try to keep it simple. That's my opinion. Maybe it's a tidbit of advice for you guys. I'm not sure. Try to keep it simple. And the fewer moving parts in the machine, the less likely the machine is to break, in my opinion. So keep your process simple. So if I can eliminate variables and simplify and get it honed down to function and just, I hate this term, but Spartan functionality, then that's my goal. That way there's not a lot of crap that I have to tend to, I have to keep track of, I have to be responsible for, whatever it may be. It's a matter of, okay, I'm going hunting. This is here. I've got everything set up. I just got to take the boat out, set the blind up, throw the decoys, whatever it may be, that kind of thing. I've got as few steps as possible in my setup and teardown and all that good stuff. So that's what my focus is going to be on moving forward. Now, just a little caveat, and I know I said I was going to wrap this up. I do apologize for that. Some of you out there may be like, gosh, this guy he just keeps talking. He said he's going to stop a while ago, but he hasn't yet. Yeah, sorry. Not sorry. You knew the risks. But, man, I totally lost my train of thought there, guys. So hard. Just gone. Oh, man. Hey, what was I talking about, guys? You guys remember? Yep. Neither do I. We'll take a moment for reflection here. Long story short, what I'm trying to get at is as few steps as possible between me and getting set up and me and getting torn down, that kind of thing. And oh yeah, sorry, I already said that, but I was getting to this. Dove season is still on my radar, but it's kind of fading. I've been seeing doves here and there, but just not the numbers that I think would be worth hunting. And so the first round of dove closes October 15th, so that is 6 days from this recording. And so that'd be the last day would be this Saturday, Sunday, something like that. I don't know. Not worried about that. So I've got about 6 days until it closes. And so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, maybe, I don't know, potentially I'll get out there one more time, just trying to get some more doves. But again, that kind of depends on the birds. And if I haven't really been seeing that many more birds in the area, and I was hoping that this cold weather would help push their migration on a little bit, but I haven't seen it yet. So who knows? If something does happen, I will keep you guys updated. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Trying to tidy things up, trying to get things honed in and ready to go for duck season. Like I said, I've got as of this recording, I've got 19 days, and so just trying to take care of a little bit of housekeeping as far as the boat goes. Like I said, the heater, obviously the call lanyard, that kind of thing. Just little things here and there. No big projects, but just trying to give myself the best leg up for this season. And so if you guys are interested in totally mushmouth that one. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, stay tuned. I'm gonna have more to come, and I may actually try to, I don't know when, don't know how, not sure. I may try to actually set up that little heater here once I get those hoses and fittings and all that good stuff to give you guys an idea. Just share with you what I'm working on, and we'll go from there. But you guys are going to hear this in just a moment, but I feel the urge to throw this out there. Guys. If you guys are liking the podcast, help a brother out. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Share it with everyone, anyone, whatever it may be. Just try to get the word out there. You can just tell him, hey, there's some goofy dude in his garage, some blue-collar dude. He's trying to talk about hunting to the world, and I thought you might like it. Sorry, guys. If you guys are enjoying it, thumbs up, all that good stuff. If not, thumbs up anyway. You can still be nice if you want to. You live your life how you see fit. But that's all for now, guys, and I appreciate you listening. And as always, I will catch you next time. Later. Check out Hastings Outdoors on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening.